Hey, what's going on? This is Ricardo with the Code 7 Podcast Network, and we're about to get started with Open Mic Live. It is May 26th, 2022, but as always, a word from our sponsors.
At InDigital, we know the public safety professionals hold themselves to a high standard. In fact, standard doesn't do it justice. In over 25 years working alongside you, carrying millions of calls over our IP networks, your dedication has inspired us. That's why our ESINet goes beyond industry standards, not only i3 compliant, but designed to adapt to future development for a network you can count on when it matters most. Learn more at indigital.net.
Here in Greenville County, we have 8 different places where a 911 call can be answered.
It is the largest county in South Carolina. It's a challenge.
The type of information that a telecommunicator gets from Radius Plus is location-based technology. You can see where the caller is, if they have a medical issue, if they speak a different language. They're immediately able to text to that caller in their native language. It reduces response times because it immediately gets first responders where they need to be.
Carbyne, it's multimedia. You can get text, translate to whatever language, getting away with the legacy equipment and going into a cloud-based solution.
It's the first time in U.S. history that we have an EZNet through cloud-native call handling.
As a police officer, to have the victim go video, that's unheard of.
You're getting upgrades every month, not every year.
To schedule your free Carbyne demo, please visit carbyne.com/WTT.
If Within the Trenches has ever taught you something, open your eyes to what it is like to be a 911 dispatcher, or has inspired you to become one, then help support us and join our Patreon. Get exclusive bonus content, one-of-a-kind swag, discounts on merchandise, ad-free early access to new episodes, and much more. To join, please visit patreon.com/WTT podcast. And if you're an industry partner, we have something for you as well. And now, for the show.
This is Jordan, and you're listening to the Code 7 Podcast Network.
Warning. This episode contains the 3 A's of podcasting: adult content, adult language, and awesomeness. You've been warned.
Dispatch.
There is no one over here to cook our lunch. We are waiting for our lunch, and there's no one here to cook our lunch.
All right, calm down. Where are you at?
The group home. Now, what are you going to do?
We'll get some help over there for you, okay?
Welcome to Open Mic, where we visit the lighter side of dispatch, because laughing is good medicine. Hey, how's it going? Again, it is May 26, 2022, and welcome back, everyone, to Open Mic Live. We're going an hour later this time. It is Thursday. We usually go on at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, but I decided to go on at 10 because today was the last day of K through 12 for my son Logan. And the beginning of next month, he's going to graduate, which is crazy. So congratulations, Logan. It was awesome. And so just had a kind of a late dinner and stuff. I wanted to be able to have enough time to spend with him and everyone else. And so that's why we're going on at 10 right now. Gudrun, how's it going? Welcome. Otherwise, we'd be going at 9. But again, I wanted to have some time to chill with everyone and eat some deep dish pizza and just enjoy the time. So welcome back, as I said, and this live broadcast is sponsored by InDigital, Rapid Deploy, as well as Carbyne. Shout out to patrons as always. Thank you so much for everything. And for all of you who are here watching, listening, supporting, sharing, all of it. David, what is going on, brother? What's going on? Welcome. As always, as we check in with each other on Open Mic Live on Thursdays. How are you feeling? On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being shitty and 10 being awesome, how are you doing? How are things going? This has been it's been an interesting week. It's been a busy week, but also shit happening in the country, and just thoughts and prayers to everyone in Texas, especially our Thin Gold Line, and the rest of the first responders who are dealing with everything going on out there. So, shout out to them. Please make sure to check out the Nocturnal's dispatcher page. They are putting together donations and a bunch of other things to send out to all of them out there, especially the two that were working during that time, and it was two from what it sounds like that we're running that whole thing. So thoughts and everything out to all of you. If you need anything, please reach out. So because of that, um for me personally, it just feels weird um to be sharing funny 911 stories as of right now. So I think what I'm going to do for tonight, instead, of course, checking in with all of you. So please, if you can throw that in the comments, how you're doing. Again, scale of 1 to 10, how are you feeling? I would say, even with everything that's going on, with my son graduating soon, very happy. He did very well in his SATs as well. So I'm at an 8. I'm doing good. But again, I want to be here with all of you and check in and see how everyone is doing. So what I'm going to do tonight, with some of the other stuff that I'm sharing here right in the beginning, I'm going to be sharing some personal stories, some personal funny stories. And if you have a funny 911 story that you want to share, please definitely put it in the comments, and I'll go ahead and read it. But given with stuff that's been going on, I just feel like some of the funny 911 stuff, like there really kind of isn't anything funny in 911 going on right now. So that's why I have a list actually of funny personal stories. Some of them you may have heard, some of them you may have not. And there's a theme, I guess, looking at some of these stories here. So get ready for that as I bring those up here. And um, but as always, please make sure to share this broadcast on your feed or your favorite dispatch page, and also throw in some reactions, please. Those reactions and shares and everything, push it out there more through that algorithm that Facebook and the rest of social media has. So please do so, and I appreciate it very much. So I posted episode 441, and that was with Erica Lakey, and then episode 442 went out today, and that was with Yasmin Barnett, and both of them amazing episodes. Please make sure to check those out. And I've got episode 443 that I'm going to be recording tomorrow, and it's going to go out next week Wednesday. And David, I'm doing good, man. I'm doing really well. Like I said, I'm at an 8, and I also want to share that we ended up doing last week, I believe it was now, about a week ago, on a whim, just out of nowhere, ended up doing a sneak peek at Crowdcast version 2 by way of the Public Safety Showcase. And I want to ask, and I'm going to put this out there as well. How would you think? What did you think of that? Maybe it's something that I'll do every so often. I don't know if it was something that you guys dug, maybe we can do more of those. But just a shout out to everybody who came together at the last minute, really a day and a half before this was going to go live, to do this. And I'm putting the link out there right now. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, please make sure to do so. It's free. It's 6 hours worth of awesome continued education, training there. And also on withinthetrenches.net, I added a virtual event hub, so you can go actually to this link and find all of the virtual events that have been powered by Within the Trenches Media, and you can check those out there. Also, yesterday we had a dispatchers roundtable, and it was round 29, and we did it on Video to 911, and it was, again, an excellent conversation. If you did not get a chance to check that out, please make sure to do so. You can watch it on Facebook, Twitter, as well as LinkedIn and YouTube. You can go there. It's already up for replay. And the audience, like all of you, were just so engaging with that topic. It was excellent. So please make sure to check that out. Going back over here into the comments, we got Shannon here who's at a 7. It's a pretty easy shift in dispatch, and I still have coffee, so it's a win. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. Well done. And then Erica is at an 11, so that's good. That is very good. That is excellent. And so please, continue to throw your numbers in there or anything. And as I'm going through some of these stories that I'm going to be sharing, again, as I said, because of the stuff that's been going on this week, I just feel right now, at least for today, for this week, that some funny 911 stories probably not the best choice at the moment. So instead, I'm going to embarrass myself by sharing some of my own funny personal stories. Stuff, me growing up and stuff that happened to me, stuff that I went through. And maybe you can relate, okay? Maybe you can relate to some of this. And if you can, please definitely put it in the comments, because with some of these stories, I can't be the only one. I can't be the only one who has been through stuff like this, or maybe not so much been through stuff like this, but has done stupid shit. We've all done stupid shit before, right? So I'm about to tell you some of the stupid shit I did. Oh man, James says, what's up, bro? I'm at a 10. It's my 3-day weekend off. Yes, awesome. I am so glad to hear that you're at that high of a number, but also because you've got a 3-day weekend. So badass. Very nice. Welcome all of you. Welcome. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate that. Zach, what is going on? What's up? That's right. Okay, so one of the first stories I want to share is and I kind of want to ask you this as well, but growing up, how old were you when you first started driving? How old were you? And I'm not saying how old were you when you started driver's training or you got your license. I just mean when you started driving. It's been years now, so it's okay. You can be honest. Because not all of us went that route, right? We didn't, not everybody went through driver's training first, learned during driver's training, and then, moved on. And okay, good. We got some numbers coming in here. And let's see. So Gundren 18, Zach 13, Yasmin 12 or 13. Damn. All right. This is good. Shannon, I was 15. Okay, so I was 13. Okay, I was 13, and Erica says 15. All right, so I was 13, and I was learning to drive. So hold on here. We got Dawn. Hey, all, back under the headset and out of the office. Yeah. Welcome back, Dawn. Welcome to the fold. Very nice. I'm glad that you're back in a spot where you feel you're feeling good. You're feeling comfortable being back within the trenches of 911. So very nice. Welcome back. David says, grew up in a farming community. 13. All right, good. So there's a lot of people who started pretty early, right? Okay, awesome. This is good. So like I was saying, I was 13 as well. Now for me, also, how about this too? Because I'm curious. What type of vehicle did you learn to drive in? What type of vehicle? This is going to be good too, because we are all from different age ranges, and I want to maybe someone will throw in there like a Pinto or a Gremlin or something. Let's see what kind of cars you started driving with. And Don says, dude, no, I've forgotten how to do everything. It's all right. It's like riding a bike. You'll be able to get up in there and you'll be fine. You'll be okay. Let's see. Gundren here says 1973 Volkswagen. Nice. And let's see. Shannon says a friggin' Chevy Astrovan. Yasmin, Santiago, yellow. Let's see. 2001 Kia Rio. What? Look that up. Looks like a bug. That's great. David, 74 International Scout. Excellent. Don says, took my first medical call after I got back last week and went to tone out the fire department. First responders didn't remember how to set the tones. Oh, well, again, you'll get there. You'll get there. Let's see. Don says, hell, I don't remember what I learned to drive in. Oh, come on. You can remember. Erica says, 83 red Mustang convertible. Damn, look at that. And then Zach, 78 Nova. Very nice. James Schools, driver's ed. We drove a Dodge Series K. Nice. Okay. So, Chad, what's it? 90s mile. Oh, a 90s mile. I can't read. 90s model Chevy Cavalier and an old Dodge D50. Oh, Don remembers that the vehicle was white. Okay, that's good. So I was 13, and when my parents took me out to learn how to drive, it was like a big ass, like Econoline van. And oh, my mom is on. Excellent. A 1978 Nova. All right. So they took me out to drive in this big ass van. Okay. I mean, it was enormous. And we were on these back roads. And I remember I'm driving and I'm freaking out, man. I am freaking out. My mom is sitting in back and my dad is, of course, riding shotgun, right? Now, if you don't remember, I have described my father as the Mexican version of Red, the dad from that 70s show. Okay. So I'm driving with someone basically telling me they're going to put their foot in my ass, right? and I'm I'm freaking out, man. I'm like sweating bullets and I'm trying to drive this big ass van. I mean, to me at the time, the steering wheel is like this big. Okay. It's enormous. So I'm like, turning and it was so much fun though. It was good, but I remember driving and there's nobody else on the road. Okay. So because in the area that we live, so I grew up in Southwest Michigan, small town called Fenville. Okay. You probably have no idea where Fenville is, but I'm sure you've probably heard of the city of Saugatuck or South Haven or Holland, any of those. Well, Fenville was right there in that area. Okay. And, so there's nobody in the back roads. It's just us. I mean, there's houses around there, of course, there's people around, but nobody was driving during that time. And it's just us on the road. And I can feel like my dad, like his eyes burning into my soul as I'm trying to drive this big ass van. And I remember looking in the mirror and my mom just being like, like, don't make him nervous. Like she didn't say it, but I could see it in her face that she's like, stop. But that's what I learned to drive in, was this big ass van. And Erica says Papa Rojo was like, oh yeah, exactly. Oh man, let me see if I can find something here. Oh, this is so funny, man. I just want to see if I can find a picture here really quick, something that really shows that look. And I'm gonna say that it's basically this picture here. So I'm gonna see if I can pull it up. Okay, here it is. I'm going to share my screen. So this is basically my dad. This is my dad looking at me as I'm driving. Oh my God, my dad would probably, I'm 40 years old, dude, but my dad can look at me like that right there, and I'll still be like, what? What did I do? And I'm a grown ass man. I am a grown ass man, but my dad can look at me like that for real, and I still feel that like a little kid, like, what? Don't get me wrong. I love my dad. It's just, it cracks me up because even now, sometimes if I'm like saying some shit, my dad will be like, don't be cute, Rich. Don't be cute. and he'll have this look on his face. So imagine for a moment you're 13 years old and you're driving a big ass GMC van, okay? One of those big ass vans where on the back of it, it had like a little step ladder that you know was only there for looks because you try to climb that. You have to be a little kid to climb it and it not fall off because as an adult, you climb on that bitch is going to fall off. Okay. Not just you, but the ladder is going to fall off as well. It was also one of those where in the like the top roof of the van, it had one of those toppers that you just turn it and it would go up. So I'm driving, okay? I'm trying to do my best. And that is looking at me as I'm driving. And I'm like, am I doing okay? Keep your eyes on the road. Oh, they're on the road. Where else am I supposed to look? Oh man, seriously. I'm gonna have to screenshot this and send it to my dad in a text message and be like, so I talked about you today. I told tons of people that this was you looking at me. I'll be like, damn it, Rich. Don't be cute. Nobody in my family calls me Ricardo. They either call me Rich or Richie. Oh, okay. I'm gonna take this down because it's just too funny, man. It's too funny. But that's my dad. That is my dad. He is the Mexican version of Red. It is the best stuff. So that's what I learned to drive in, was a big ass van. Okay. And I remember my parents telling me, if you can drive this van, you can drive anything. Basically, you can drive anything because you're driving this big ass thing. So what was your now what was your first car? Okay, we've gone through the driving. How old were you when you first started driving? What car did you learn to drive in? But what was your first car? Okay, my first car was a 1983 jet black Z28 Chevy Camaro. Oh my god, that car was gorgeous. Oh gosh, it was so nice. And I got that car, see if I can find a picture here just online. I don't have any pictures of it. They're gone. Um, let's see. It also had T-tops, which was fucking amazing. It had T-tops. Oh my god, here it is right here. Makes me want to cry. No way. Oh. Okay, hold on just one moment while I have a moment here with my car. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Now the hatchback is different. There it is. Oh, Lord. Look at that thing. Sorry, I'm like drooling over here. Because this is exactly what this car looked like. So Shannon says, my first car, a two-tone blue and silver 1987 Chevy Astrovan. Nice. Hank says 16, learned to drive in a 74 Lincoln Town car with suicide doors. Dude, that is some pimp shit right there. That's like Boss Hog. That is awesome. Okay, so this is exactly what my car looked like. Oh, look at that. Oh my Lord, that is so gorgeous. So this is the car that I had, okay? 13 years old. My parents. 13-year-old birthday, I should say. When I turned 13, this was my birthday present, okay? Now, I will say, we weren't rich by any means, okay? We were good, but we were not, like, rich or anything like that. So, also, the T-tops had the Chevy emblem encrusted into it. Oh, God, it's so gorgeous. Makes me wanna cry just looking at the car. Anyway, again, 13th birthday. I walk outside. My parents bring me outside to show me my birthday present, and it was this car. Amazing, right? Here's the thing, though. One side, the right side, was gorgeous. It was beautiful. But the other side, the side that you see right now, was completely mutilated. It was bashed in. So it was a cousin's car, okay? And my parents bought it from them, and they had been in an accident. Someone T-boned them, and they were getting rid of it. So that whole side was completely destroyed. And my parents said, this is gonna be your car when you're able to drive. However, it will only be your car if you have good grades and you work around the house and basically don't bitch about it. Put in the hard work and we will help you fix it. And that is exactly what I did every single day. I was not only working, but I was going out to the car and I was washing it despite all the damage. I was washing it. I took very good care of it. And my mom says, "That's it. You should have taken care of it." I did take care of it. However, years and years later, some bastard meth head stole my car from my dad's property. Never saw it again. Never saw it again. But I wish I had this car again because this car was amazing. So anyway, this was my car. Now, funny thing is when my parents would leave or they were at work, I would get home from school. I would go get the keys and I would get in the car and it would be my brother and I. Sometimes our younger twin sisters would be sitting in back, but I would get in the car and we would turn it on and we would just sit there in the driveway thinking we were the coolest. Cause I'm 13, right? And they're way younger. They're like 5 and 6 years younger than me. And I was the cool big brother because we're in the car, everybody, we were safe, everyone had their seatbelts on, but I would sometimes drive around the driveway and in the yard while my parents were gone. It was so stupid, but we felt cool, it was a lot of fun. Now, did any of you do anything similar? Like, did you drive your car around when your parents weren't there? Thinking you were cool? I know I did, and there was one time because so our property, we had another house behind our house. It was a house that we rented out, and then there was this trail that went all the way down to this other property that was owned by a fruit cannery, and there was these big old dunes out there. Well, this one time, I decided let's go for a ride. And we're all in the car and we take off and we're driving down this back trail all the way the back to this one property. And we made a circle and we came back. And I mean, the way the trail was and everything, like we easily got through it, but you definitely had to go like 10 miles per hour. Like you couldn't go that fast at all and in there. plus I was trying to be safe, right? So we go to come back, and I turned the car off because we got out to kind of walk around and stuff. And when I went to go back in, the car wouldn't turn on. And I was freaking out because it was almost time for my parents to be home. And the damn car wouldn't turn on. And it wouldn't turn on. And I'm freaking out. Like freaking out to the point where, where you get so nervous and scared about something that you want to piss yourself. That is basically what was going on. And let's see, Hank says, used to see how long we could stand the heat inside the car in summer. We were idiots. I can say I never did that, but so we're starting to freak out. And then my younger siblings are freaking out too, because I'm freaking out. And they're like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. Well, what had happened? There was a kill switch in this car. Okay. And so you got your steering wheel, and it would be right above where the pedals are. And what happened was that I had accidentally kicked it. I flipped the switch so it wouldn't turn on. So I'm freaking out, and we're in the car, and I was looking underneath, and I was like, oh, that's right. There's a kill switch on the car, and I flipped it, and the car turned right on. But let me tell you, we were sweating bullets that entire time. And especially me, because I knew that Red was going to be home soon, and that foot was going to be so far up my ass, I was going to be able to taste the soles of those shoes. We made it back, and I had marked lines where the tires were. So that I could park the car exactly where it was before. And I'm sure my mom is watching this right now, and she's like, oh my God. So we get back right before our parents got home. And I was looking at the lines, parked the car where it was supposed to be. But then my dumb ass didn't like rub out the lines. I left them. Because then later on, my dad's like, so were you driving the car today? I was like, no. What? What? No, the keys are over there. Why would I be driving the car around? I don't have a license. I'm not supposed to. Oh man. We got someone here that says, hi friend, I should be asleep with this migraine I've had for 4 hours, but God knew I needed some positivity tonight. I'm right there with you. I hope your migraine goes away. It's been 4 hours. That sucks. I hope it goes away. But also hopefully the laughing and the stories and everything that I'm sharing here, we'll be sharing for the rest of tonight, will help you out. So hopefully that gets better there. And yes, hugs, feel better. I hope it's better. So I thought I was gonna make out like a bandit. No, Smokey wasn't getting away this time because my dumbass forgot to rub out the stupid lines that I had made to help me. Instead, it screwed me. And my dad took the keys. Oh, it sucked, man. I took a shot. But he caught me. Yeah. I got in trouble for that. So so I would still find the keys sometimes, and I would drive the car every so often, and it was a lot of fun. Now, again, I was 13, okay? But a few years later, actually a year later, because I was 14, almost 15, and excuse me, driver's training was starting. Now, my class for driver's training, I don't even remember what year it was now, but that class, it was the last year that driver's training was going to be that way. After that, all of the laws changed. After that, you had you could still do driver's training, but then your permit as well as your license, everything was different. It's the way it is now. But my group was the last group to be able to get in there before all of these laws changed. So I remember going to driver's training with a bunch of people that with my class, with people that I went to school with, and it was interesting, okay? Because not a lot of people had driven before, and my driver's training teacher, of all things, his last name was Brake, so it was Mr. Brake, and spelled like a brake pedal, which was kind of funny. And the dude was awesome, man. He was very cool. The vehicles that we learned to drive in, or not that we learned to, others learned to drive, and I already knew how to drive. But the vehicles that we were using for driver's training they were Plymouth, like little minivans. They were all beat up and shit, man. But they were the ones where, you've got steering wheels on both sides, set of pedals on both sides. And in over here, it's not like this in all states, but we have to parallel park. So that was something that we had to do as well. And luckily I already knew how to do that. But I was the first one to drive, and he knew his calling at an early age, huh? Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I was the first one to drive. And I remember Mr. Brake took us all over the place on the highway, and I'm just, doing my thing, rocking it out. And I remember at the end of my turn to drive, I remember him saying to me, so this isn't your first time driving, is it? And I said, no, I've been driving for a few years now. He goes, you're not supposed to be doing that, right? And I said, yeah, I do. However, I have a job, and I work locally, and sometimes I would drive and I would help out with money and stuff. And he's like, okay, well, still, you're not supposed to be doing that. And I said, I apologize. Okay. How did I do? He's like, well, you did phenomenal. You did a great job, but I'm just letting you know you're not supposed to be driving. I was like, all right, man, I'm sorry. Let's see. James here says, my father had a 64 Mustang, had to get rid of it because of my older brother and I came along. Fast forward to 2011, my dad bought a convertible Mustang. Mom and dad took a vacation, asked me to check on the mail, and at 30 something, I felt like I was 17 again. Snuck the Mustang out for a drive. That's great, man. It's like almost like the like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, right? Oh, that is good. So it was now my partner's turn. Okay, it was my partner's turn to drive because we were in groups of two, and she had never driven before. So I'm sitting in back, and obviously I've got my seatbelt on and everything, and I'm back there, and we're driving, and it was something else because we are on the highway. Okay, we're on the highway, and Mr. Brake tells my partner, okay, I want you to make a right lane change. Make sure to check your mirror. And as he's in the middle of saying mirrors, he's telling this person to check their mirrors. The person just goes to the right without looking, without putting a blinker on, nothing. Just starts going to the right. And then you hear, run, run, and then goes back. And I'm like, ah! Dude, I must have shit myself there. I didn't. but I felt like it because that freaked me out, yo, like severely. And Mr. Brake too, because Mr. Brake's like, oh man, it was crazy. And it didn't happen just once, it happened twice because he's like, make sure to check your mirrors this time. And this time the blinker went on, but no mirror check. It was just to the right and almost got sideswiped again. And I'm like, I'm going to die. We're going to die. Oh man, it was nuts. Now, for all of you, taking driver's training, were you in groups as well? I mean, how did it work for you, or was it just one-on-one? Um, and did anything like this happen to you? Because I will never forget that because, you're sitting on the far right side, you happen to look to the right as the van is moving to the right, and there's a semi right there. You don't forget shit like that, especially the sound, okay? Especially the sound. You don't forget something like that. So I remember at the end of it, like the Mr. Brake ended up telling the person, like, you need some more practice. Once you get some more practice, come back and I'll sign off on your uh on your report so that you can get your permit. As for me, I remember getting out of the van and he's like, just give me your thing here. And he just signed it. He's like, go. But it was something else, man. I thought I was gonna die. But that's one of those things growing up. Some of that stuff happens. Now, I want to move from driver's training, and I want to share another story. Now, this is from school, and oh, hold on a minute. Let me see this. It says, Ricardo, cars must be the theme of the month for me. We had a Lamborghini impounded from a DUI on 5/9. Turns out it was a rental. It was a rental? After contact with 6 states and 7 people, what? We finally figure out who the owner is. Basically, a massive scam of friends not wanting to register this vehicle. But in order to get it out of impound, it has to be registered and insured in Georgia. The owner is 29 and lives in Royal Oak, Michigan. He claims he contracted the vehicle to this exotic rental, excuse me, out of Atlanta to make passive income. Who the hell buys a Lamborghini to allow to be rented out of 5 states away? What? Finally, got it out of our lot today with 7 days left until our tow company sold that $400,000 luxury car at an auction. Talk about a headache. Dude, excuse me. Oh, wow. That's pretty crazy. I wonder how much somebody can make off, so $400,000 car, okay? Something I'll probably never see. As something that's my own, of course, I see it on the road, right? But to be able to have that and make it available for people to rent, I know that's a thing. I know, I know people do different stuff with vehicles. You're able to rent it and stuff, and probably make some really good money. But dude, a Lamborghini, I'd be afraid that somebody would just snag it and be like, "Deuces, this is my shit now, bitch," and then continue going. Ooh, yeah, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. Now, how many of you were in sports in school? I was in sports all throughout school, except for the last couple of years of high school, okay? And I played basketball, I played baseball, I ran track and cross country. So this is a story from middle school, okay? Track and field in middle school. My dad, big on sports. You saw the picture of him. It's the same thing for sports, man. Like, you could hear my dad yelling from far away. Go, Richie, go. While I'm running, right? Because I was a sprinter, hurdler. I did the long jump, the high jump, but I was also long distance runner as well. I did some of the mile relays, and I also did cross country. But this specific time in middle school, so my parents would come to all of my games, all of my meets, all of that. And I loved it. It was awesome. I loved having them there, but especially when my dad was there, because my teammates, classmates, everybody who was there, my dad would show up in like this suit and this leather trench coat. And everyone would say, man, it's like your dad's a gangster, dude. Like he's just showing up all dressed like this. And that's just the way my dad is. He would always be like that. But he would be the one out there yelling and just really getting into it and everything, a big sports person. and he was very proud of my siblings and I and stuff and what we did in school, especially if we were in sports. So this one time specifically, and let's see, Lauren here says that's me. Caden runs and track and field and cross country. I am that coach and that mom, the loudest in the bunch. I can all 150 athletes in a heartbeat hollering. Yes. Okay, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. My dad, same way. And so we're running. We're at a track meet, okay? It's about an hour maybe away from where my school is at. And I remember my parents getting over there and they had brought me this big ass bottle of Gatorade. It was a red Gatorade. And what I was running that day was a mile relay. So it's 4 people, right? Because 4 times around the track is a mile. And I was the last person. I was the last runner, okay? I was the closer. And oh man, this is so bad. But I remember I had been sipping on that Gatorade the whole meet. And I was just waiting, and I was stretching, keeping myself loose, ready to go. Well, I ended up finishing that Gatorade. Okay. And there was one event right before mine. And what? Oh God, red Gatorade on a 4x400. You know what I'm getting at, right? So I run. I'm already going to be running, right, in the next event, but I run my ass to the school, and it wasn't that close from the track was, but I ran over there because I needed to hit the head. I needed to go to the bathroom. So I go over there and the doors are locked. I can't get in. There are no bathrooms outside. None. Why? I don't know. But the doors are locked. I cannot get in. My waist is hurting. Kevin, what is going on? Oh, great. You're hearing all of these funny stories that I'm sharing from my life. Awesome. Oh, this is going to be excellent. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do. Okay. And Shannon says, is that how Hot Vegas Baloney got its start? Asking for a friend. Hey, you know what? You never know. But this didn't have to do with a deuce. It had to do with a 10-1. Just a 1. Just a number 1. So my stomach is hurting. Okay. My waist, rather, is hurting because I took down this entire bottle of Gatorade. And I'm getting ready to run the last leg of this this mile relay that I'm supposed to do. And I've got my parents there, my dad, with this intensity of, you've got this, son, just run your best, all of this stuff, and you guys will win. Well, I'm already doing like the pee-pee dance, right? Because I have got to go to the bathroom, and we're about to start this event, and I am just freaking out. My girlfriend at the time, she's there, and she's like, "Rich, are you okay?" And I said, no, I'm not okay. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this, because just walking around, it hurt. It was horrible, man. So we're getting ready, and I'm telling my coach, I don't know that I'm going to be able to do this. And the coach is like, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. You got this. It'll help you run faster. I'm like, it's not going to help, though. It's not going to help because, okay, yeah, I'll run faster. But 2, I still have to go, man. Where am I going to go? The doors are locked. And the coach is trying not to laugh at me. I'm like, dude, come on, really? So, oh, wait, Lauren says hashtag red dribble run. Oh, that's so funny. So I'm there and I'm bouncing. And to everyone else, it looks like I'm getting ready to run the most fast anything ever. But no, I'm hurting because of this Gatorade. And my parents, like, I can see them. They're like, yeah, Richie, you guys are going to do great. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't know. So they start. The race starts, and I am freaking out, man. And I'm in position, and I'm ready, and I've got my arm out, and my body is like, good luck. So I'm waiting for the baton, and then they yell, go. So I just start running, and with every motion, my body is saying, you might not make it. We might just come out right now. Because I had to pee so bad, man. I get that baton, and I'm just running like I have never run before. We won the race. we were able to do it, man. We won. But when I got to the finish line, I was trying to figure out, what am I going to do? So we were close to a field. Okay. There's a dugout there. And someone said, just go around the corner by the dugout and do like a bushwee. Like, just go to the bathroom there, man. And just go as fast as you can. So I'm desperate at this point. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go do it, because there's a spot right there that I can go right around the corner, but there's also a fence. So this is the crap thing that happens. My school bus that transported us there pulls up right as I'm about to use the bathroom right there. And I turn around. I'm like, I can't go now. I can't go because the bus driver's right there. So now I'm in even more pain. And everyone gets on the bus. I'm sitting like 3 seats from the very back with my girlfriend. And I'm just sitting like, I'm doing this. Because now I have to hold it for almost an hour getting back to the school. Because there's no stops. I told them that I needed to go, and they're like, "Nah, son, you'll be all right." And I am dying. Okay, I am dying. But also, before I got on the bus, my parents give me a hug on my way out. So that squeeze, I'm like, ah, don't squeeze me so hard. And so anyway, we're on the bus, right? Every bump, okay? Every bump, I'm feeling it. And I remember my girlfriend, she's like kind of rubbing my back and patting my back, and I'm just and I remember saying to her, "I don't think I'm gonna make it. I don't think I'm gonna make it." She's like, "You'll make it. It'll be fine. Don't worry. You will make it." Well, you know what? So, Lauren, yeah, the bottle. Someone did mention on the bus, "Dude, I have an empty bottle. Just go in the bottle." I'm like, "No, I'm not gonna do that." Like, there was no way I was going to do that. I held it. I held it. And everybody knew that I was having this issue. So when we got there, they let me go to the front of the line to get out of the bus. We get out, and I swear to you, I could not walk. Like, my walk was not normal. It was like because by that point, I hurt so much that I remember, like, trying to stand straight up. My body's like, "No, dude. No. You stand up straight, donezo. You are done." So I'm hunched over, and I'm like like waddling, but a fast waddle. The fastest waddle you've ever seen. Just getting into the middle school. I go to the bathroom, and there is a sign up that you cannot go in the bathroom because one of the cleaning crew is in there cleaning, and the person comes out to get the mop, and I was like, "Yo, I've been holding for a long time now. Please let me use the bathroom. I know you're cleaning this, but dude, do me a solid here, because I'm not gonna go bushwee around here. I see the bathroom, and you know, I don't know if this has ever happened to you, but when you have to use the bathroom and you're getting close to that bathroom that you're going to use, it's like your body knows, and then you have to go even more, right? Your body's like, "This is about to happen. We're gonna do this. You're getting close." So I'm telling this person, and the person's like, "Yeah, go do what you got to do." Now I walk into the bathroom, and the floors were wet, so I'm like, almost fell, man. And I remember getting to the urinal, doing my thing, and then coming back out, and my girlfriend and everybody else are just laughing at me, and they're like, "I cannot believe that you were able to hold it that long, and that you actually made it." And I remember when I came out and all of that, and I witnessed all of that, I was just like, "Thank you, Lord." I had actually made it. I remember my parents coming to pick me up, and and telling them this story, and they're laughing, and I remember my dad saying, "Why didn't you just go into school?" And I was like, I tried to go before running, but the doors were locked." And he's like, "Why didn't you break in?" And I remember he was joking, but I was like, "Come on, Dad." But he's like, "You held it the whole time? Like, how did you do it?" And I was like, "I don't know, man. I don't know." But I did it. Let's see. You don't drink red Gatorade anymore, huh? Actually, I've had red Gatorade a few times, and when I've had it, I'm like, I remember that time. See, Yasmin here says, preparing your bladder for being a future dispatcher. For real, dude, right? It's the same shit. When you're in dispatch and you're on a call, and let's say, right after that call, or even during, you've got that adrenaline that's just going and going. And sometimes you got your nerves are just shot. And you're like, oh man, like in the back of your head, you're thinking, I gotta pee. Like it was that crazy. I gotta pee. And you hang up the phone and you're like, all right, I'm gonna go use the damn, another phone call. And if there's nobody else to take it, man, you gotta take it. So you take the phone call and you're sitting there, and eventually you cross your legs. You continue with the phone call, and you are hoping that you can hold it. Some of those things, man, that shit happens. And I'm sure it's in any job, of course, but when you're in dispatch and you have all of those high priority calls that are coming in and you got to use the bathroom, you are just praying that you can make it. Let's see. Laugh my ass off when one of your partners stands and yells, "Someone get my radio!" LOL, or they're pacing and sweating. Yeah, dude. If they're pacing and sweating, you know it's bad. And you want to do your best to hold back from laughing. And sometimes you can't. And the person looks at you like, you're a dick. Like, why are you laughing at me? But then it sucks because then when it happens to you, you're like, karma. Okay, my bad. I won't do that next time. And let's see. Yasmin says 100, then your belt messes with you. Right? Yes, you're trying to get it off and you're like, just help me. We're a team right now. Let's work together. Oh, man. So that's just one thing, dude. Like, I will never forget that in middle school, having to go through that. And like I said, we won the race. We did very well. But was I really a winner in the end? I mean, I guess I was technically, because I was able to hold it. But it was so bad. Oh man, yeah. Something I will never forget. Let me see here. Let's see. James says tropical depression coming through town after a 12-ounce soda and 2 20-ounce coffees. Don't mix. Finally got to go when my relief came in at 7 a.m. See? It happens. Go ahead, Shannon. Hit me with the story as we're going into the wrap up. I still have like 3 more stories, but I think I'm going to hold on to those for next week because yes. So so 2 of them, okay? 2 of them are along the lines of what I just told you about, having to do with using the bathroom, okay? And excuse me. I'll just read what I wrote in the notes so that you tune in next week for these funny stories, okay? Again, for today, for this week, given what happened recently, I just felt like funny 911 stories for today that we usually do for Open Mic Live, it just didn't feel right to me. So I wanted to share some funny personal stories with all of you. So thank you for being here with me for Open Mic Live and us checking in with each other. Because again, mental health and wellness is a big thing in dispatch, and it's good for us to check in with each other. I'm a firm believer that laughing is good medicine. So that's why I do Open Mic Live. Have people come on, we share some funny stories, whether it be from dispatch, which is the main thing, right? The lighter side of dispatch. We share those funny stories. But when things happen and I don't share the funny 911 stories, mostly because it doesn't feel like there's a lot of funny that's going on in 911 at the moment. I like to go to personal stories because that's funny stuff too. And we can relate in that sense as well. We're still sharing funny stories, but also um checking in with each other to see what our numbers are. So as we're going into this wrap up, what is your number now? Everyone who came in today had some pretty high numbers. I came in with an 8, and I'm above a 10 now. I'm way up there. This has been amazing to be here with all of you and share these funny stories, no matter how embarrassing it is for me. But when it has to do with humor, man, I'm all about it. I'm all about being able to laugh at myself because we've all had similar experiences like this. Maybe not exactly like what I've said, but we can also relate. We can relate with each other. And let me go back in here really quick. So Shannon had said, so nasty story again about bathrooms, and goes on to say someone shat a 10-2 or code brown in the trash can in the ladies' bathroom at our old center. We still don't know who done it. Someone went into beast mode in your trash can? What? Dude. That is horrible. Not good. Not good. That's so bad. Let me see. Lauren here says, that's exactly why I've been struggling this week. I have a 10-year-old fourth grader, and I've been terrified once before with him at school. Thank you for giving me the funny side of life versus our careers. You're very welcome. That, thinking about my kids as well and everything else, and just everyone in general, like I said, it just felt like sharing funny 911 stories today. It just didn't feel right. So that's why I was sharing, personal funny stories, because again, laughing is good medicine, and us being here together and sharing stories and laughing together, especially when we were sharing about the cars that we learned to drive in, and what age we were when we started driving. It's always good to go back, and reflect on some of those things, especially if there are similarities. So it is always good. And let's see. Shannon says, definitely a 12 now. Got my mojo to carry me on until 6:30. Lauren, I'm at a 4, but I was at a 1 with a migraine. Still got the migraine, but maybe I'll be able to sleep. Yes, I hope you feel better. I hope you're able to sleep. I'm glad your number went up a few. That is good. That is always good. James says, oh yeah, I love laughing and remembering the funny stories of life before 911. Yasmin is at a 9. Glad I hopped on while working. Needed this serotonin boost. Yes, that is good. Very, very good. And let's see, Shannon saying, feel better to Lauren as well. And so let me read really quick what I had in my notes for these couple stories that I'm going to read, or that I'm going to share with you next week on Open Mic Live. Okay, so one story is needing to use the bathroom on the way home after leaving Applebee's. As you can see, there's kind of a pattern here. And this one is hilarious, man. This is so funny. But you'll have to tune in next week for it. Now, the second one. This second one, I can't believe that I'm even going to share this story next week with you all. But in the notes, it says, needing to use the bathroom. Actually, you know what? I'll give you a little bit of it, okay? So one evening, I'm heading back home to Fort Wayne, my wife at the time, and we were coming back from a benefit for a friend, an officer that I used to work with. And this is so bad. So I'm lactose intolerant, okay? And the benefit, they were serving tacos. And all the tacos had cheese. Like, they were already pre-made. They had cheese, and this is a benefit. I'm not going to be like, can you take the cheese off of my taco? No, I'm going to eat the tacos. Okay. Well, we're on our way back to Indiana from Michigan. And my stomach starts talking to me. And it's pissed off. And I need to find a bathroom quickly. And my wife is like, what are you going to do? You're going to pull over and just like go into the woods? I was like, hell no. I'm going to find a rest area. The rest area was pretty far away, but luckily there was an off-ramp and there was a gas station there right off of the highway. So I go to the gas station. I get there, go into the bathroom. No one is in the bathroom. Thank the Lord. There are 2 urinals and 1 stall. I go into the stall, obviously. Do my thing. And there is no toilet paper. And that is where I'm going to leave you with that story. It gets better. And it's hilarious. But I will tell you that story next week. Oh my God, look at this. Look at this. I got to put this on the screen. Yasmin, the look on her face. That is exactly the look that was on my face when I noticed that there was no toilet paper. Yeah, dude. Because then what do you do? What do you do? Do you just sit there and wait for some other dude, random dude to come in and be like, hey, yo, can you hand me some like paper towels or something? What do you do? Again, you'll find out next week. I can't believe I'm going to tell that story. Oh, man, it's so crazy. Yasmin says, lose a piece of clothing. See, and this is good because next week I want to check in with all of you to see what you would do at that moment. You'll see. You will see. Thank you all so very much for joining me for Open Mic Live. This has been an amazing time sharing these stories with you. Again, I love joining with you every week to check in, share the lighter side of dispatch, or even some funny personal stories like we've been doing tonight. So thank you so very much. And thank you for the job that you do in public safety is the most vital piece. Thank you. This live broadcast has been sponsored by InDigital Rapid Deploy as well as Carbine, and shout out to patrons as always. If you have any comments, questions, or you want to be a guest on the show, you can email us, and that's going to be wttpodcast@gmail.com. Once again, that is wttpodcast@gmail.com. You can follow us on Twitter. That is @91podcast. You can like us on Facebook. That is facebook.com/within-the-trenches-podcast. If you are looking for any bonus content, early episodes, check us out. You can support us patreon.com/WTT podcast. This broadcast can be seen on Facebook, YouTube, as well as Twitter. And then the flagship show, actually before this part, for patrons only, a perk. You get audio versions of the DRT as well as Open Mic Live. For the flagship show, you can listen 24/7 on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, your favorite podcasting app, and withinthetrenches.net. Have a good one, everyone. I'll see you in the next one.